Hey soul babies, it's January 2nd and it's 2012.
Video log spectacular!
It's 11:47 right now as I record this, which means I'm probably not going to get this in before the deadline, but it's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about. We've been playing around for it for like a month, but we need to actually start coming up with like new rules and stuff for Video Log Spectacular for the new year. For a while, I admit I was kind of disheartened. I felt like just in terms of the rules for the vlog, I didn't want to be involved in the decision-making process. I've realized that's because winter break has been kind of confusing for me. I mean, we all came home at Thanksgiving, and it seemed exactly like what I imagined it was going to be. I mean, obviously we only had 4 days, so, you know, everyone was trying to cram in as much as they could all at once, in terms of, you know, being home again. So within 24 hours of being home, I was being whisked off to go do coffee house stuff and go on crazy Dogtown Road adventures stuff and losing my wallet and Melissa's trunk stuff. And I was so excited to come home at winter break for the exact same reason, because I just felt like every single day I was going to pack as much as I could into it. I was so excited to be home. I was going to be just aggressive about relaxing. That's something that I remember from when I worked as a counselor at a Boy Scout camp, that you were busy all day long, and out of 7 days there was only one 24-hour period when you didn't have to be responsible for anything, you didn't have to answer to anyone. You worked hard, you had to play hard. And those 24-hour periods taught me some of the most fulfilling ways to actually be recreational. But I came home this break and it just, at first it felt like no one wanted to hang out, no one wanted to do anything. And I mean, you know, people had stuff to do. Obviously it was a break for Christmas. Most people I know didn't get into town until several weeks after I got into town, and other people had been there so long that they were already in the state that I ended up being in by the time everyone else got into town. And that was where you just kind of settled back in to your old ways. I had settled back into my stasis, my lazing around all day, and my inability to play hard. And because of that, I still haven't seen most of the people in Video Log Spectacular very often since I've been home. And that honestly breaks my heart. That's what had me confused, that's what had me disheartened, and that's what I want to work on. I thought about how John and Hank started their project 5 years ago, and the whole point of their project was to actually get closer together as brothers, to get to know each other, to imagine each other complexly as people. So they promised each other that 1 year devoted to getting closer, and it worked. And I guess that's what I want for this new year. Video Log Spectacular. I want to get to know you. Because for the most part, I still feel like I can't imagine most of you complexly. That's what I want in 2012. I want to get to know you guys. And I'm not saying we have to spill our hearts and souls out on these video logs. I'm just saying we've known each other for a long time. We all know each other and well enough to decide to do this project together. But I feel like emotionally I don't know y'all very well. And I'm pretty sure when we started doing this like 4 months ago, the whole idea behind it was to stay in touch, to stay close, to stay together. Also, while I think there should still be a rule that your day begins at midnight and ends at midnight, I feel like there should be kind of an amendment. I don't think that there should be punishments if you turn in your video after midnight if it's still before sunup of the next day. So for instance, if someone turns in a video at 12:02 or honestly at like 3 o'clock in the morning, they obviously put a lot of work into it, or about as much work as they would have if it was right before 12 o'clock. So I don't really want to punish that. But in all honesty, we have difficult lives. We have work to do. We're busy students. We're in the business of learning. We're not in the business of making video logs. And I can accept that and I can deal with it. I don't think we should have to do really intense punishments. And the way things are going, I wouldn't mind if there just weren't any punishments anymore, because I don't know how we're going to deal with it as it is. That's something we never really worked out. We never really decided who was going to be the ones in charge of determining what the punishment is and deciding it's fair and administering it and making sure it gets done. Your punishment will be the guilt that you didn't turn a video in. So far, that's really been the best incentive for me. Now, in terms of frequency, I think what's probably going to end up being the best idea is going every other day. We go in the same order or whatever, but we skip a day in between each person. I like that. It'll kind of smooth things out. The only thing I'm worried about is that instead of going once every 6 days each person will be going once every 12 days, which I'm afraid is going to add to the effect that, like, I've gone through. You feel like you want to show something for all the time that's passed since your last video and put on some big grand production. Or certainly I feel like I want to get across the most genuine vlog of how I'm doing at the moment, but I feel like it's disingenuous if I don't include at least something that kind of shows the influence of all the things that have happened before it. But you can't spend 2 weeks filming and then upload a video that's like 2 hours long. And the only plan of action I could think of that would counteract that is to have us all do like a video every single day, so there'd be 6 videos a day, but they'd be really short because you wouldn't feel like you'd have to put a lot into them, and that doesn't seem like a good idea. Also, another thing we need to address: are there going to be the same number of people in Videolog Spectacular? Because on multiple occasions I've been asked whether we should add one of several different people into Videolog Spectacular, and I don't know where we stand on that. I suppose I'd have to say that I welcome any additions, but right now we have 6 people wedged into a project plan designed for just 2 Vlogbrothers, and I don't want to just keep letting people into the lifeboat until it tips over. So I guess, were those serious inquiries is my question. Alright, Bamcha, it's late o'clock and I need to go to bed because I'm still trying to recover from New Year's. So I'm gonna edit this, I'm gonna go to sleep, but I just wanted to wish you guys a Happy New Year from the bottom of my heart. You guys are honestly my heroes. I hope I see you guys soon.